A killer whale off the coast of South Africa has been caught on camera hunting and killing a great white shark in less than 2 minutes.
Hold on to your fins, because the ocean has turned into a total circus. Once a great white shark's paradise, it's now more like a sharknado movie.
Scientists say the behaviour showed the exceptional hunting skills of the killer whales, but raise questions about how shark-eating orcas might affect the food chain in that part of the ocean.
A freaky new predator has emerged from the depths, giving the great white a serious run for its money. And it's not just the underwater drama. The animal kingdom is going wild everywhere. Chimps are locked in epic battles. Dolphins are getting high on life, or whatever they can find. And crows are cracking nuts like they're auditioning for a superhero movie. But while all this animal mayhem is entertaining, we can't help but wonder, what if the mastermind behind it all isn't some alien creature or mythical beast? What if it's something a little more familiar? One, the new king of the ocean. We all know great white sharks have been the kings of the ocean for, forever. They're these massive, powerful creatures weighing up to 5,000 pounds and growing to 20 feet long. With teeth like that, you'd think they're pretty much untouchable, right? Well, not anymore. In early 2024, something big went down off the coast of South Africa. The seas have a new heavyweight champion, and it's not who you'd expect. Turns out orcas, those black and white dolphins we all love, are actually the top predators in the ocean. Yes, killer whales. Emphasis on the killer. What's even crazier is that while it usually takes a group of orcas, called a pod, to take down a great white, there's been a new development. A lone orca recently took out a great white in under 2 minutes, and it's got scientists seriously paying attention. Meet Sophia, a 60-year-old grandmother orca, yes, a grandma, went head-to-head with one of the ocean's fiercest creatures. In one single blow, she struck with such force that the great white's ribs shattered. Now, if that doesn't make you rethink who's the real boss of the sea, I don't know what will. She circled the shark, almost waiting to see if it'll fight back. But her strike was so precise and powerful that there wasn't much hope left for the shark. Then she pulled the shark down into the deep and suffocated it. It's brutal, but also kinda fascinating, right? Now, here's where things get interesting. Scientists think this might be more than just a one-off fight. We're talking about an ecological shift. See, it used to be that orcas would team up in groups to take down a great white, coordinating their attacks to overpower the shark. But now, it seems like they don't even need backup. This behavior could be an adaptation, something we're seeing more of due to climate change and other environmental pressures. The oceans are changing, and with that, so is the behavior of its most powerful predators. But it's not just about who wins the fight. This shift in orca behavior could have serious implications for the marine ecosystem. Great white sharks have always been at the top of the food chain, controlling the population of smaller prey like seals and fish. If orcas start taking out great whites more frequently, it could throw that balance off. And when you mess with the balance of an ecosystem, things can get unpredictable fast. Now, it's important to understand just how formidable orcas are. They're bigger, heavier, and smarter than great whites. Orcas can weigh up to 12,000 pounds, more than double the size of your average great white, and can grow to 30 feet long. They hunt in packs like wolves, but they're also smart enough to hunt alone, as Sophia has proven. Unlike great whites, who rely mostly on instinct, orcas are highly intelligent and strategize their attacks. They've even been known to go for a great white's liver, which is packed with nutrients, showing that they know exactly where to strike. So, yeah, it's looking like the great white's days as the undisputed ruler of the ocean might be numbered. When a lone orca can take one out in 2 minutes flat, it really shifts how we think about power in the ocean. This isn't just a shark versus whale battle. It's a sign that the ocean itself is changing, and we have no idea what comes next. If you're hungry for more tales about orcas and their oceanic mischief, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. You won't want to miss what we've got in store for you. 2. Orcas versus blue whales. Orcas are now eyeing even bigger prey, the blue whale. That's right, the largest animal on Earth, tipping the scales at 200 tons and stretching up to 100 feet long, is now on the orca's menu. off the coast of Australia, pods of orcas have been spotted, working together to hunt down these ocean giants, completely changing up what we thought we knew about who rules the seas. For a long time, blue whales were thought to be untouchable. After all, with a heart that weighs as much as a small car, it seemed like they were too big to mess with. But orcas, their proving size isn't everything. On March 16, 2021, a staggering 75 hungry orcas launched an assault on a massive 53-foot blue whale. Using smart, coordinated tactics, they are targeting younger or weaker blue whales, and their teamwork is nothing short of impressive. Orcas communicate, strategize, and even take turns leading the charge, creating a near-perfect hunting machine. Orcas have an impressive playbook when it comes to hunting. They don't just go in for a straight attack. These crafty predators have been observed slapping the water with their tails to confuse their prey, creating chaos before delivering a coordinated takedown. They'll surround the blue whale, wear it down, and keep at it until the exhausted giant can't fight back anymore. This is more than just brute strength, it's calculated teamwork. This shift in predator-prey dynamics has left many wondering what it means for the future of marine ecosystems. If orcas can take down the biggest animal in the ocean, what does that mean for everything else? The ocean's food chain is constantly evolving, and with orcas expanding their list of prey to include the mighty blue whale, it's clear that no one is truly untouchable. 3. Kalia the Hunter. Even when they're not in the open sea, orcas don't lose their edge. Kalia, a resident at SeaWorld San Diego, made that crystal clear when she pulled off a surprise move on an unsuspecting bird. A few birds were casually perched right at the edge of her tank, completely oblivious to impending danger. For Kalia, this was an opportunity she simply couldn't resist. As the birds tried to take off, she sprang into action with the stealth of a ninja. Her eyes were locked on her feathered target, and in one swift motion, she launched herself toward them. Just like that. She snatched one right out of the air. Now, you might wonder why Kalia, who's used to a life of fish and applause from her human fans, would go for a bird. Well, it's all about embracing her inner predator. Orcas are natural-born hunters, and they're always ready to seize an opportunity, whether it's a seal swimming by or a curious bird hanging out at the tank. Orcas don't rely solely on group hunting or elaborate strategies to catch prey. In the wild, orcas often use cooperative tactics to hunt larger animals. But Kalia's solo act of precision hunting shows just how adaptable these incredible creatures can be, even when they're far from their natural ocean habitat. 4. A new kind of party. If you thought orcas were the only ocean creatures shaking things up, think again. Dolphins are getting in on the action, but not in the way you might expect. These playful marine mammals have been spotted passing around pufferfish, and let me tell you, it's not just for dinner. Nope, these dolphins are basically hosting their own underwater party, and you can bet they're having a good time. Pufferfish contain a potent neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin, which can cause a euphoric intoxication in small doses. Instead of just munching on these spiky fish, dolphins handle them with surprising care, nudging and passing the fish around like it's the hottest new club drink. Who knew dolphins were out here having a good time, sharing their very own version of puffer parties? But let's get real for a moment. This behavior isn't just about having fun. It's a reflection of their incredible social lives. By passing around the pufferfish, these dolphins strengthen their bonds, showcasing their intelligence and adaptability. It's not just a casual swim. They're engaging in a ritual that reinforces their community ties. Who knew a simple fish could be the life of the party and the glue that holds their social circle together? As the oceans continue to change due to climate change and habitat loss, this playful behavior might signal a shift in how dolphins are adapting. Instead of just focusing on survival, they're finding new ways to connect and enjoy life. They're not just swimming around looking for fish. They're exploring their environment in creative ways that keep their spirits high. 5. Humpback Heroes. Well, it seems like humpback whales are stepping up to the plate to maintain the ocean's social hierarchy. In a dramatic showdown, a group of orcas was caught on video, launching an attack on a gray whale calf. Just when you thought the scene couldn't get any more intense, 2 humpback whales arrived on the scene, seemingly determined to intervene. As the orcas zeroed in on their target, they successfully separated the calf from its mother, pushing it underwater in a relentless effort to secure their next meal. You'd think they had the situation all wrapped up, but that's when the humpbacks swooped in. Instead of watching from the sidelines, these gentle giants took charge, placing themselves right between the hungry orcas and the struggling calf. Talk about some serious whale solidarity. Unfortunately, despite their best efforts, the humpbacks weren't able to rescue the calf, but their determination was clear. They stayed close, making a ruckus with their trumpets and rolling around to distract the orcas, all in a bid to protect the little one. For 6 long hours, the humpbacks kept their watch, swimming alongside the orcas as the gray whale mother continued her lonely journey, heart heavy from the loss. You have to admire the dedication of the humpbacks. Even after 6 hours of keeping a watchful eye, they were still there, trying to protect the calf, even as the orcas claimed their prize. In the end, it was a poignant reminder of the complex dynamics at play in the ocean. While orcas are fierce hunters, humpbacks demonstrated their own kind of strength by trying to maintain order in their watery world. This encounter has sparked plenty of questions about the relationships between these magnificent creatures. Are the humpbacks trying to uphold a social order, ensuring that the orcas don't overstep their bounds? Or is it a more instinctual response, where they're just looking out for a fellow whale in distress? Now, it's not just the seas where strange things are happening. 6. Chimpanzees gone wild. Deep in the jungle, a group of chimpanzees is gearing up for a full-on raid. These aren't your typical playful, vine-swinging chimps. Nope, these guys are on a mission, moving through the trees with silent precision. They're creeping toward their neighbor's territory, and you know something's about to go down. As they approach the border, they spot their rivals enjoying a feast in a fig tree. But before those unsuspecting chimps can even react, the attackers go all in, screaming, pounding on tree roots like drums, trying to freak out their enemies. It's absolute chaos. And it works. Their rivals are scrambling, panicking, and some try to make a break for it. One female almost gets cornered but manages to escape. Props to her for that. But not everyone is so lucky. In the chaos, a young chimp gets left behind, and that's where things get dark. The attackers take over, and shockingly, they start to share the remains of the young chimp. Yeah, cannibalism. It's a thing with chimps, and it's not as rare as you'd hope. So, what's the deal here? Why are chimps, who we usually think of as social and playful, turning to something this extreme? Well, there are a few theories. One idea is that it's all about resources. By eliminating a rival group's member and even consuming them, they're not just reducing future competition. They're making sure their own territory stays secure. It's a brutal way of protecting what's theirs, especially when food is scarce. Think of it like a territorial dispute with a primal twist. But chimpanzees aren't just stopping at fights within their species. In some areas, they've been spotted going after other primates, gorillas to be exact. Yep, chimpanzees have been observed hunting gorillas. It sounds completely out there, but in recent years, researchers have documented chimps forming hunting parties, targeting their much larger cousins. This isn't just a one-off thing either. It's happened enough that experts are beginning to see it as a behavioral shift. It's clear they're no longer playing by the old rules. They're adapting, getting smarter, and pushing the limits of what we thought they were capable of. 7. The Punching Octopus. When it comes to quirky ocean behavior, octopuses are at the top of the list. These incredible creatures are known for their intelligence and adaptability, but let's not forget their surprisingly sassy attitude. Take, for instance, a wild encounter with a particularly bold domino fish that clearly missed the memo about personal space. An octopus is just lounging around, minding its own business, when out of nowhere, a domino fish swoops in and starts pestering it. Seriously, this fish has no respect for boundaries. At first, the octopus tries to ignore the little nuisance, but as the fish keeps nipping at its tentacles, patience begins to wear thin. In a sudden display of octopus sass, our 8-armed friend decides to take matters into its own hands. Literally. With a swift motion, it unleashes a series of playful punches, sending the domino fish reeling. Talk about a wake-up call. This octopus isn't about to let some little fish bully it into submission. Instead of shying away, it's ready to defend its space. But the fish isn't backing down so easily. It returns to the fray, continuing its antics and keeping the octopus on its toes. The octopus soon realizes it might be best to retreat into the safety of its den. After all, sometimes it's better to live to fight another day than to engage in a battle that could be more trouble than it's worth. And just when you think the ocean drama couldn't get any more intense, there's the tale of an octopus taking on an eagle. Yes, you heard that right. When an eagle decided to swoop down for a snack, our clever cephalopod wasn't having it. In an unexpected turn of events, the octopus managed to latch onto the bird, wrapping its tentacles around the unsuspecting predator. This encounter caused quite the stir. Fishermen nearby witnessed the showdown unfold and rushed to assist the eagle, knowing it was in a tight spot. Using their skills and a bit of teamwork, they carefully freed the bird from the octopus's grip. Thankfully, the eagle flew away unharmed, but clearly octopuses aren't just passive creatures. They'll take on any challenge that comes their way, no matter how unexpected. 8. The nut-cracking crow. In the hustle and bustle of urban life, we often overlook the clever tactics of our feathered friends. But in Senshu, Japan, crows are pulling off some next-level moves that would make any foodie jealous. These birds have turned urban life into their personal kitchen and cracking nuts. Well, they've made that look like an art form. Instead of struggling to crack open a tough shell with their beaks, these savvy crows have found a way to outsource the hard part. They drop their nuts right onto the road and patiently wait. Why do the work when cars can do it for them, right? And this isn't some random act of hope. These crows are calculating pros. They know just where to place the nut, sometimes even nudging it into the perfect spot for maximum crunch potential. Then, it's showtime. The crow steps aside, cool as ever, watching closely as traffic rolls by. It's like they know exactly when the next car will hit their little snack. When the car tire finally rolls over the nut, there's that satisfying crunch. That's when the crow swoops in, ready to enjoy its well-earned feast. What's even more impressive is the crow's patience. Imagine standing by the side of the road, waiting for your meal to arrive, all while dodging traffic like a seasoned pro. These birds have become urban experts, skillfully navigating their environment to maximize their foraging success. It's a testament to their intelligence and adaptability, and it's hard not to admire their resourcefulness. But the crow's culinary antics don't stop at just nuts. Rows have been spotted using this tactic for all sorts of hard-shelled treats. It's like they've created their own street-side dining culture, turning the city into a buffet where the cars are just part of the service. And if their nut doesn't crack on the first try, no worries, they'll reposition it and go again, persistence on full display. What's even more fascinating is how well these crows have learned the rhythm of city life. They're not just waiting for any car. Some have been observed waiting until the pedestrian lights turn red, knowing that the cars will stop, giving them a clear path to grab their prize. If the nut doesn't break after the first try, they'll try again. Persistence is part of the strategy, and they're not giving up until that snack is ready to eat. 9. Coyotes and Badgers. Team, up for the hunt. Coyotes and badgers hunting together? Yeah, it's a real thing. These two unlikely pals have formed an impressive tag team in the wild, and honestly, it's kind of genius. Each one has its own special skills, and when they join forces, it's like nature's version of the ultimate buddy cop duo. Here's how it goes down. Coyotes are the sprinters of the operation, fast and agile. They can chase down rabbits and ground squirrels like nobody's business. Meanwhile, badgers are the muscle, digging like pros and flushing out prey that's hiding underground. Together, they create a perfect combo. Coyote handles the chase. Badger does the dirty work of digging up any critter that tries to escape. They're not just freelancing hunters who happen to cross paths either. Sometimes the coyote actually waits for the badger, hanging around tunnel entrances and culverts until the badger catches up. It seems like the coyote often leads the way, setting the pace for the hunt. The prey, meanwhile, doesn't stand a chance. If they try to escape the coyote on foot, badger's got them covered underground. And guess what? They've totally nailed the art of cooperation. They don't fight over the catch or sabotage each other's efforts. Instead, it's smooth teamwork all the way. The coyote keeps things moving above ground, while the badger blocks any subterranean escape routes. If you're a ground squirrel, you're basically stuck in a two-predator trap. This isn't just a one-off occurrence either. Coyotes and badgers have been seen teaming up all over North America, from deserts to grasslands, proving that this partnership really works. They don't even need a chat. They instinctively know how to coordinate their efforts. In the end, it's a win-win. They both get a better shot at catching a meal, and they don't even have to compete for it. It's kind of heartwarming in a wild predator way. You'd never expect these two to get along, but nature's full of surprises, and this duo proves that sometimes teamwork makes the dream work, even in the animal kingdom. 10. The heartfelt mourning of the gentle giants. Elephants have a way of touching our hearts, don't they? These majestic creatures aren't just incredible in size. They also have emotions that run deep. You might be surprised to learn that they even mourn their own kind, showing affection and respect in their own unique ways. A group of elephants approaches a carcass. It's a somber scene, and you can feel the weight of the moment. In one instance, hyenas have decided to crash the party, tearing into the remains of a deceased elephant. It's like they're playing their part in returning the body to the earth. But for the elephants, this feels like blatant disrespect. The elephants aren't having any of it. Nala, the matriarch, leads the charge. She's the boss, and when it comes to family, she's all about keeping the bond strong. She's brought her family to pay their respects, and among them is her sister's little one, Kadago. This poor baby is feeling the loss, and it's heartbreaking to witness. As they gather around, you can see the elephants exploring, sniffing, and investigating. They're not just standing around for no reason. This is important business. These animals usually spend a staggering 20 hours a day munching on food. So if they're hanging around, you know it's something special. This isn't just a quick stop. It's a heartfelt farewell. While they mourn, they also seem to celebrate the life that was. They stand together in solidarity, sharing the burden of loss. There's an undeniable bond among them, a reminder that they are family, and family sticks together, no matter what. This profound connection among elephants reminds us that emotions aren't just for humans. When one of their own passes away, it affects them all. They grieve, they investigate, and they even comfort one another in the process. It's a beautiful, albeit heartbreaking testament to their emotional depth. And as for Kadago, the little one, she might be confused and sad now, but with Nala by her side, she'll learn that while loss is a part of life, love and memories last forever. In the wild, life moves on, but the mark left by a loved one endures. So the next time you think of elephants, remember this incredible emotional journey they undertake when faced with loss. They may be giant creatures, but their hearts are as big as their size, and their capacity for love and mourning shows us that even in the animal kingdom, connections matter. How much do we really know about the animal kingdom?